Hello, everybody. Weekly here. Today, we're gonna cover our recent recent race, which took place on the last Tuesday. It was third race of Zwift Racing League. I raced this time in our second squad, as my legs were still toasted after my in a real life race, which took place on Saturday, on which I'm planning to do additional video to sum up and compare my results from previous year, but that's about to come. So we are getting back to Zwift Racing League. We are participating in Open EMEA W Northern East B3 division, and this is our third race, which is scratch race. So the first on the line gets the most points, and we are in a really strange road actually, which is actually a country to coastal road. As you can see at the very beginning is very steep, and there's a big uphill, like not big, it's quite short because it's around 1.5 kilometers, but there are no many roads which actually starts with an incline, and we know that it will be key to survive this first surge. We knew that there might be some attacks from lighter or even a bit bigger cyclists to maybe drop down some people. But we manage, all of us from our team, from ATG and I Atney team, we managed to survive um, this first climb. As you can see, there are only red uh, effort from myself. I was putting around 300, 400 watts, but I was happy with managing to stay at the front of the group. I wanted to control it. I wanted to be safe and be sure that nobody will run away from me, as I'm consider myself as a little bit more heavier rider. So my 80 kilos could not help me in this situation, but at this case, we all managed to stay. And we are moving a little bit forward because I didn't want to bother you with flat race, which was taking place. I need to admit that it was kind of boring. So what we decided to do at around 7 kilometers, just to speed up a tempo a little bit, just to put a more pressure. We didn't want to do a breakaway. We just wanted, as you can see, all of us are at the front. We just wanted to put a little bit more pressure on our enemies, on our colleagues from other teams, because we knew that the tactics of lighter um, lighter cyclists will be hang on till the very end, till the very last climb, which is gonna happen. Which is gonna happen. Oh, trust me, you're gonna see that. And we didn't want that. We want them to suffer as we gonna suffer on the climbs, because when we check our team, we are mostly a little bit bigger guys. So we wanted to put a little bit bigger pressure. So as you can see, very often one of our guys will be at the front. We try to put a little bit more pace. We try to push a little bit more. We wanted to see those guys pushing more wattages, because we didn't want to wait till the very end. And on all those surges, we tried to push a little bit more. You see, some of the guys need to use their power ups because we were pushing a little bit, and you can see that that the pace was actually driven a little bit because of us. I need to admit that it was a strange race. People didn't tend to attack much. We were the only one who tried to attack, I think, for first around, I don't know, 20 25 kilometers. So as you can see, we are mostly on the front, but I still try to save some energy. As you can see, when I was pulling too much, I was getting a little bit back. I was trying to save some energy. I was trying to secure some some energy to have some tanks, some fuel at the end. So as you can see on the left top corner, I have a lot of zone 2 and zone 3, which I can say that it wasn't a hard race. It wasn't that much hard race, but at the beginning I felt that my legs hurt a lot, so I wasn't sure how I'm gonna perform. But after several kilometers in the race, I felt really, really strong. That's why I tried to be in the front and push the pace a little bit quite often, together with our whole team. And our idea was that in the middle of the race there is a small punch which you're gonna see, and we were talking during the race that okay, that might be our chance, that if we want to separate this race and get some gap, we should probably attack after this punch. So as you can see, we are putting a little bit pressure over here. I'm putting 400 wattages. Guys from my team are in the front. We are trying to push over here, uh, just to make those people suffer, especially those bigger guys, to drop them off, just to have at the least as possible enemies at the last climb. So we are pushing over here. There's still around 1 or 2 kilometers to go on this punch. This is the second climb. There was one attack, I think, at this point. Yes, that's true. We can see that there is one guy trying to push. There was one guy who I think breached that, like he joined the breakaway. So there were two guys at the front, but as far as I remember, we catch them quite quickly. So over here we are pushing. I use my drafting boost, as I know that there will be another arch on which I'm gonna receive additional power up at the top of this climb. So the idea was to push right now at this spot, but unfortunately most of our guys were already toasted, and there are some riders who are a little bit on the back. We didn't have enough energy and enough power to push through and attack over here. Um, so I'm just gonna grab my power on. Fortunate it will be a feather, if I remember correctly. Yes, that was a feather. And and again we are in a bunch. There are two riders in front of us. They're gonna get catched on a descent. They didn't manage to run away from us. So at this point we decided, okay, not much we can do anymore. It's time just to survive, take a rest, and push to the last hill. So here we are approaching. I decided not to use my feather because I didn't know with what kind of boost I'm gonna receive. So as you can see, I didn't receive new one. I saved my feather so I can save it for future climb. Here we are approaching for the final, I would say, big climb, because the finish is also on the incline. This is a crucial thing which gonna decide on my placement at the very end of this race, which you're gonna see in a second. But here it goes. Here it starts. We knew it's gonna be harsh. It's gonna be hard. We knew that people were gonna push over here. So again, I wanted to control it. I wanted to be at the front. I didn't want anybody to break away. On those more flatter parts, I wanted just to consist some energy, because still draft is working at this moment. Not that much as on the flat, but still it's not that bad. And when we are approaching more steeper climbs, I wanted to be at the front. So as you can see, I'm pushing over here, and I think there will be one or two of our guys together with me at the front. And here people are starting to struggle. When when you check the minimap on the right top corner, you will start to see that the the peloton will start to separate. Here, I think there's one of our friends from Atni, uh, Matt, uh, who's gonna secure really good place at the end of this race, and yeah, there are also already 2 or 3 players who dropped from the peloton. We are pushing a bit further. Um, the steepest sections is about to come still, so I'm still conserving my featherweight, and I'm using it at this steep section, this longer section, and I'm trying to manage to stay with the front group. As you can see, top right corner, peloton is separating. There are people struggling, people are fighting. As you can see on my camera, I'm also doing my best. I'm trying to put as much wattages as I can, and I'm kind of proud of myself because I managed to survive this climb. There are only 4.6 kilometers to go. There's last uh, uphill section, which I'm going to lead in actually. But this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay at the front. I wanted to control what's going on. I'm a little bit bigger rider, so I just want to be sure that I'm not gonna get dropped. As you can see on the right top corner, a lot of cyclists, a lot of riders were dropped. And I need to tell you guys that at this point, I felt so strong. Even though my legs were really sore, I felt really strong. And I thought that okay, that's my time. I think I'm gonna go for a podium over here. There were 2 players and 2 riders which attacked over here, which I think that was a really good decision. We should have followed that. Like I should have followed that. At least one of those attacks. Uh, I tried. If I remember correctly, it's gonna be shown in a second that there was one guy who tried to attack over here, to join the attack, and I tried to remain. I will put a little bit more wattages. I think after this breach, I tried to go with them, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough power to close the gap. And actually, I managed to work for the whole peloton because some guy from behind they just took the advantage of me bridging this attack, and so I used some energy over here, and this I'm not that proud of this case, this situation, this scenario. So again, I thought, okay, now it's time to uh, rest a little bit, survive, and wait for the final climb. And as I felt so strong on previous climbs, I thought that it's not gonna be that hard to actually sprint for this last for this last finish line. We were around like 30, I think, riders over here, maybe maximum 25 riders. There were 2 in the front, mostly 1 in the front, and I thought, okay, there's still a chance to have a podium over here. Like those uh, those uh, those guys might struggle to have a strong finish because we are all suffering. The case is that most of them are lighter cyclists, lighter riders. From what I checked on the Zwift Power site, only 2 heavier riders finished in front of me. And the last climb starting over here, 600 meters to finish line, there's one more arch which gonna give us boost. So I'm pushing over here everything which I left, and I'm trying to remain with the group, but it's really hard for me. I'm putting 400 wattages over here, and it's really hard for me. Even my heartbeat meter don't know what's happening because it's showing lower numbers than usual. So I'm using my draft over here, and I'm pushing as much as I can on the steepest section. I just don't have anything left in my legs, and I'm finishing 19th out of 49 riders. It was a really hard. It was really hard race, strange race because most of the time nothing happened, but the last climb was really hurting me. And yeah, I'm still quite happy about my result. I beat my 10 minutes best, personal best, and big shout out to Mats Krakow from our team who secured fourth place, and he was really close to podium, and we managed to secure some points for our team. Thank you very much for ZRL for this really interesting race, and thank you for being together with me over here on this race, and see you on my streams. And remember to click subscribe button and like if you enjoyed it. See you.